Hi, Jim Van Zandt, one of the pastors here at Carlisle United Methodist Church for this week's Sermon in a Minute. Yesterday we finished the second in our series of messages for this Lenten church season entitled, Who is This Man? We borrowed the title right from John Ortberg's book by that same title. Good book. Go out and get it. From a strictly historical point of view, non-involved looking at the timeline of human history, we believe that one of the things you'd have to conclude is that whoever this person Jesus is or was must have been the most influential person in the world. Look, these human beings, they even divide the way they tell time. Their calendar is split by his birth, is marked by his birth. Didn't do that for any politicians, for any warriors, for any great artists or musicians. Just this man Jesus. What was it about him? We don't know what he looked like, but there are more paintings of him as a single subject than any other in the world. There have been more pages of music written about this man Jesus than anyone in the world. There have been buildings, cathedrals built in his name all over the world. Again, that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. And for starters, what was it about this person Jesus, the most influential person who ever lived? And if you read his story in the New Testament, you would conclude one of the things that he did that seemed to have influenced the world was he gave them a different picture of who God was and a different understanding about who God was than they previously held before. God changed from being the guy in the sky to a person who wants to be intimately involved with his creation. And for the first time in human history, there seems to be this great release that just happens in this explosion once humankind begins to understand that they're made for a purpose and that their Creator wants to love them and wants to forever have a relationship with them. There's this explosion of expression of love back in artwork, in poetry, in architecture, and the list goes on. Right, and writing changes, language changes, even language develops in order to be able to tell this man's story. Again, what was it about him? And when you boil it all down, what it is that Jesus brought to the world and his gospel is the world hope. Before Jesus, there isn't much hope. After Jesus, there is hope. And hope just releases so many things within us. As it's true for the world, I know it was true for me personally and maybe true for you. I remember life before Jesus and life after Jesus. I can mark my own personal story and history and timeline by Jesus. He changed hearts then, and he's still changing hearts today. That's the Sermon in a Minute. God bless you.